Hello and welcome to my white box based on the TimeSplitters game franchise. I will be taking you through the level and explaining my thought process behind it. The level is based in a future Venice and will see the cyborg character fight for revenge on the gangs that have destroyed her home. The level features multiple objectives and side objectives, while also sticking with the core TimeSplitters gameplay. So to start the level, the player has entered in via an old sewer tunnel that are running underneath New Venice, and must make her way up to the street level above. Moving out of the start, the player is greeted with some weapons to pick up using the mission, along with some explosives to keep hold of for later. Once outside of the first room, a simple enemy encounter is offered up to the player at a safe distance with plenty of cover. One of the key points of this underground section was providing enough cover so that the player could easily slip past some of the guards undetected, creating a few stealth encounters. Heading forward, the player moves into the main sewer room with a brief moment to restock on some ammo before carrying on. Coming out of the small overflow pipe, you see 3 water flow valves, and this is where our first big objective comes into play. The player must activate these to open a door at the other end of the room, before fighting through some enemy forces. Having this height advantage on the enemies below gives the player a chance to feel powerful in this secluded place, while also offering our first big bullet exchange. The player is able to move to an optional section here and collect some of the side objective intel, while also destroying some of the side objective security cameras. With the doors now unlocked, the player can progress, passing through this control room before heading further up. While making this area, I wanted to make sure the player felt like they were working towards something, by gradually bringing them up higher and higher in the level, using stairs and lighting changes throughout. Finally, coming to the surface after the adventures in the sewer, the player enters into a large manor building on the Venice River, before taking on another group of enemies in the area. A personal goal for this level was to work with both interior and exterior sections, in order to blend the two together into a working setting. I think the idea of Venice, with its diverse inner areas and small back paths, was the perfect setting for this level. Moving outside, we get our first look at the layout. A quick move over the bridge reveals our in-world goal, this tower here. This comes up multiple times along the path to reinforce the end goal and give the player a sense of scale in the level. I wanted to add some enemies into this far area for some simple long-range sniping combat, giving the player every opportunity to use all the weapons they have in the level. When designing the level, I looked at a lot of real-world reference of how Venice looks currently, and the changes I could add to the layout and structure to make it future-like. Venice has a very bendy structure in some areas, and this is reflected in the building placements around the level, with some stuck out further than expected. Moving further along, we see the tower come up again, showing we're getting close to the final boss battle. Further research into Venice showed me how these small alleyways act like connectors between the different sides of the rivers, so I wanted to use them to their full advantage in the level. This final section I wanted to act like a boss fight between the player and the remaining forces, before the final boss came into the area. I would expect this final battle to last around 5 minutes, with the player dying cover to cover in order to stay alive throughout the encounter. With the final battle complete, the mission ends when the player jumps into the portal. This has been a gameplay video for my TimeSplitters Venice concept map, and I thank you for watching.